Hello, everyone, and welcome into RedHawk Football Weekly. I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the RedHawks. Miami coming off a 27-16 11-point loss in the battle for the victory bell to the University of Cincinnati Bearcats. And it doesn't get any easier as the RedHawks will travel to South Bend to take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame at Notre Dame Stadium this Saturday at 3:30. Joined by head coach Chuck Martin. And coach, before we talk about the game itself, let's talk about everything that we kind of expected to happen on Saturday as far as the atmosphere. It was just incredible. 24,717 there, a new record of student crowd on hand with over 10,000 student tickets downloaded, and you couldn't have asked for a better day or a better atmosphere.
Yeah, no, it's 11th season here, and it's never been anything like that. So we've had some good crowds in the past, but not from the time we got there. It was electric. Even all week it was electric. And then the students turning out and setting a student record by a wide margin. And then people came. I met so many people flew in from all over, not just came locally. A lot of local, obviously UC, Miami. A lot of people from Southeast Ohio, or Southwest Ohio, but there's tons of people that came in for this game. A lot of people I hadn't seen in a while, ex-players. So it was an electric, it's what college football should be, and it was an electric atmosphere. And I know coaches, players were so appreciative from the time we got there till the time we left of the environment and the support and how loud they were during the game. And it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen a crowd like that. My only hope is that they realize that every home game is exciting and as needed a big crowd going forward in the future. And the next time will be UMass coming up a week from Saturday, and a great opportunity to get back out there and support your RedHawks. Let's talk a little bit about the game. The battle for the victory bell, the 128th version, was everything that I thought it would be. Very hard-fought football game, and as is usually the case, mistakes will cost you in any game, but particularly in a big rivalry game. And a couple of big mistakes in the first half were a big part of this game.
Yeah, no, and again, we always say more games are lost than won. We did a lot of really good things. Cincinnati did a lot of really good things. It was back and forth. It was a one-score game most of the game. Every time they got to two-score, we bounced back out to one-score. So. Yeah, we have a beautiful opening drive. We took the ball. We were hoping again to set a tempo like we did a year ago at their place. Let's get after them early. We ran it. We threw it. Javon Tracy makes a huge play for us on a short play. We have some nice runs. We throw a couple bubble screens. And then we get a nice little play action. We got Coldy run down the middle of the field wide open. We miss a block, so when Brett could have thrown it easily for a touchdown, he had to move. Then he makes a bad decision and tries to force one to Coldy and make a play on third down as opposed to just taking the field goal at that point. And again, that's obviously a huge play for us. And then defense really played well in the first half. The Kiner kid is right down the last whistle. You know how talented he is. I really thought we attacked him well. That doesn't mean we tackled him every time, but we were attacking and we tackled him a ton. Pitt really struggled tackling him. He's a really good player, and their O-line's really good. So I thought our defense attacked and we were in it. And then we're backed up and we got to move the ball. And then we not a great snap on the punt, but we mishandle it and we gift them a touchdown. So that's disappointing. And then the defense steps up big again right before the half. They have a chance to go up 2 scores, and the Royer kid from Elder, who's a great player,
we talked
transferred
about him
from Ohio
last
State,
week,
and he's looks like a left tackle but runs like a wideout, and made a great play and made a bunch of guys miss and hopped over people. That's always when the ball is exposed, is when you have that second, third effort play. Colby Hilton, our nose guard, comes across the field and knocks it out, forces a turnover in that situation, and it gets us to halftime in a pretty good place, even though we had 2 critical errors that, again, in the end probably will end up costing you the game. But we're still in a good situation, and we know we're confident at halftime because we're going toe-to-toe with them. It's kind of a continuation of last year's game.
Exactly.
It's just back and forth, and they're making plays, and we're making plays, and everybody's fighting for every yard.
And indeed, and you said in your press conference that these games, whether it's a big rivalry or the Northwestern game or the Notre Dame game, you really see on tape, what you've done wrong as far as they will expose you. They're talented players, super talented, crazy talented players that you're playing against. And it gives you an opportunity at least to say, okay, this is what we can get better at.
Yeah, it's and conversely, all the all the things we did well defensively, ST, and then even offensively. Like I said, we had 380 yards, but there's things that we didn't do well that cost us drives. We had 5 possessions first half. We missed blocks on 3 of them, and it wasn't like we couldn't block them because we were moving the ball. We were blocking them plenty, but in critical situations, we didn't get blocks made. And we only had 5 possessions first half, and 3 of them ended because we missed 1 block. If we make the block, the drive's going. And so it's every snap. It's not just you're good enough, you're not good enough. No, we're all good enough. Who's the most consistent? Who's doing his job consistently? Well, that D end's pretty good. Our tight end's pretty good. That corner's pretty good. Our wide's pretty good. Their guard's pretty good. So is our 3 technique more consistent than their guard? Because who's going to win the battle? And it's not always talent when you get 2 good teams like this going against. So, again, you learn from the good stuff you do, and you say, okay, that was pretty good because you just tackled Kiner, and if you can tackle him, you're going to tackle most of the backs in the country, And then you see that your mistakes, like you said, and you say, okay, that's at this level, that's not allowable because that doesn't put your body in position to make a play for us.
Talking to head coach Chuck Martin, let's take a look at the first half highlights. Miami would win the toss in the 128th battle for the victory belt and take the football against the University of Cincinnati Bearcats. First and 10 from the 20, and Brett Gabbert right away to Cade McDonald. First couple of plays, you go to McDonald out of this, little swing pass.
Yeah, really good job by Andre Johnson all day, blocking his tail off on the perimeter. He against really good athletic DBs at Cincinnati. He did just an awesome job. First 2 plays, now it's Javon Tracy blocking it. Yeah, Kay gets the credit for the catch, and Brett gets the credit for the throw, which are excellent, but you got Javon and Andre blocking for their teammates.
And a big play on first and 10 from the 33. Javon Tracy will come up big with the run after the catch.
Yeah, we talked about this all after the Northwestern game, me and you, Bake. Like, we just didn't get explosive against Northwestern. Sometimes it's thrown over the head, but sometimes you get explosive. This is a short play, and then Javon turns it into explosive with a great run after catch, and that's what you need as an offense. Sometimes it's you throw it over their head, but a lot of times you got to have a run that breaks or a short throw like this. So great job, right? We're talking about 3rd play of the game. We get an explosive play on a 5-yard little spot route, and Javon shows his ability and makes a huge play for us.
Nice stiff arm there. First and 10 at the Cincinnati 30, and one of the good runs of the day, Dylan Downing up the middle for 8 yards.
Yeah, really good hole and a good push. We got 8 yards on first down. We've thrown some quick throws. We've gotten explosive on a 5-step, and now here's a key play. We got a 3rd down. We just give up too much penetration. Cold Iron's running wide open down the middle. Like I said, we made a bad play worse by forcing it and throwing the ball in a situation where we just got to throw it away. But you'll see Coldy right here is running wide open. We got a chance. We just, again, didn't do a good enough job protecting and gave up penetration, and Brett could not throw it on time. Should be up 7-0, and now momentum Cincinnati.
Yeah, UC would score on a 55-yard field goal later on in the second quarter. 3rd and 7, Miami shotgun. Brett Gabbert over the middle. Jack Coldiron on the next drive catches that one.
Yeah, really nice to see both these guys who Coldy missed all last year. Great throw by Brett, good route by Coldy, great catch, showing good to have Jack Coldiron back.
And again, that's late in the first quarter, And then down the right side, Cade McDonald had a day again. This one good for 43 yards.
Yeah, good protection, great throw by Brett. Put the ball, Cade wasn't necessarily open there, but Brett put in a great spot, and then Cade makes a great catch.
And we'll take a look at it again, I'm sure, here as Brett Gabbert and Cade McDonald hooked up several times today, over 100 yards in receiving for Cade McDonald for the 2nd straight game. And again, nice job of keeping his body between the defender and the ball and hauling that one in. Dom Jobin, after this play on 4th and 6, a look at it again on McDonald's grab for 43 yards. And Dom Jobin would come in. His 30-yard attempt will be good with 14:57 to play in the first half.
Yeah, good snap, good hold, good battery, good protection. Dom's kicking the ball well. Kellen's kicking the ball well. We got 2 really good kickers right now. We're excited about.
Next UC possession, RedHawks force a 3 and out. Great defense there by Rayon Strader.
Yeah, nice job on the slant route. Good job with the pass breakup. Sets up a 3rd and 7. All right, they try a quick screen. Great pursuit by our defense and losing yards on 3rd and 7, and great stop after a nice scoring drive.
They punt the ball to Miami. The RedHawks go 3 and out, and there's the second critical error, the fumble on the punt by Alec Bevelheimer.
Yeah, and again, just we're really good snapping. We're really good punting. We didn't execute, and again, that's the consistency we're talking about. Snaps over the left. Bev actually caught it, but then kind of fumbled it when he was trying to get back and get his steps right. And again, Bev's been unbelievable for us. And as I told him after it happened, obviously he was disappointed. I said, "Dude, you've been unbelievable. You got 2+ quarters to still help us with a game," and he bounced back and punted great.
Bearcats get it to the goal line, and this initially ruled a touchdown. Joe Royer trying to stretch it out over the goal line with 30 seconds to go in the first half. But a look at it here, and it's eventually ruled a fumble through the end zone, and Miami would get the ball.
Yeah, ball came out clearly before it crossed the plane, rolls out of the end zone for a turnover. Huge job. That's Colby Hilton, our nose guard, probably came 35 yards in that play to get there. We did miss 4 tackles, which we don't want to miss 4 tackles, but that's why you keep pursuing, keep playing. Amazing job by Colby Hilton there.
Indeed, and we would go to the locker room with a score of 10-3. Cincinnati would be leading the Miami RedHawks as you see Kobe come in there very late on the play and knock that ball away, and it's down outside the goal line, then goes through the end zone for the touchback. And Coach, 10-3, you talked about it, even with the mistakes and maybe not playing the best at times, you had to feel good, 7-point lead for the Bearcats.
Yeah, no, we knew there was things. We knew our defense was capable of stopping them, and we had moved the ball on offense and knew we were capable of generating, scoring points. And but we knew we had to find a way to get points. We were sitting at 9 points in 6 quarters at halftime, so you haven't scored a touchdown yet. So we got to get our offense going if you want to win a game.
10-3 was the halftime score. We'll come back, talk about the second half in just a moment. Stay with us.
Yeah.
Done with that pizza box, Krusty? Clean side gets recycled, greasy side gets trashed.
Make your recycling count. Rocky.
Located in the heart of Butler County and only 13 miles from Miami University, the Courtyard by Marriott in Hamilton is the ideal location when traveling to the Miami campus. With modern style and spacious guest rooms, journey to relaxation at the Courtyard Marriott, a proud partner of Miami Athletics.
Welcome back in to Red Hawk Football Weekly. I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the Red Hawks, and talking about the battle for the Victory Bell, the 128th version, Cincinnati with the 27-16 win over the Miami Red Hawks this past Saturday at Yager Stadium. And it's 10-3 at the half, Coach, and we talked about it feeling good. You won the toss, took the ball in the first half. UC gets the ball in the second half and probably put together their best drive of the day, eating up 7.5 minutes of the clock in that first half and taking a lead of 17-3, kind of putting you behind the 8 ball by 2 scores.
Yeah, the 5 possession first half for offense, they drove down at the end of the first half and used the last 5-some minutes. So when they scored to start the second half, they've had the ball for almost 12+ minutes,
12+ minutes, yeah.
straight without. So not our best drive defensively. Credit to them. They dinked around, they executed, got down and found a way to get the ball in the end zone. So not obviously the start you want second half, but now you got to respond. It's time for our defense been keeping us in it for 2 games straight. It's time for our offense to respond.
And they certainly did that as we take a look at the second half highlights after UC scores to make it a 17-3 lead, a 14-point lead. Miami gets the ball and responds. 1st and 10 from the Miami 25, and again, Brett Gabbert finds Cade McDonald.
Yeah, good start, and Andre Johnson doing all the hard work out in front again. He had a tremendous football game for us, and consistently our receivers blocking for each other, blocking for the running backs.
3rd and 3 here, and another huge play. 58 yards to a wide open Reggie Virgil for the score.
Again, great route, great job. Reggie got PI'd on the play, got held, actually ran through the hold. You'd much rather have the touchdown than a 10-yard holding penalty. So great job, great throw by Brett, great protection. Again, you got to get chunk plays if you want to score points, and this is a huge one. And again, at the time, 17-3, this gets us right back where we want to be.
And again, a look at it here as you see the hold, and then just runs by the defender wide open for an easy score as he will take it in to the end zone and make it a 17-10 ball game. UC would score again in the 4th and on a long drive, and Miami again would respond.
Yeah, good pitch and catch to Andre Johnson. Good read by Brett. Good throw. Great catch by Andre, snapping out of the air. Again, we're down 2 scores with 13 minutes. We got to go. We got to score on this drive.
This is Reggie Virgil again on the end of the completion from Brett Gabbert. 1st and 10 or checking the 80, at the Miami 37.
Yeah, good job. A little curl route by Reggie. Another completion, another first down. We got in a really good rhythm. This is when I talk about the press conference. Brett started to look like Brett again, just seeing the field, making decisions, getting the ball to the open player. Our guys doing a good job of running routes and catching the ball.
Third and 5 at the Cincinnati 22, and Kevin Davis gets into the act.
Again, Brett spreading the ball around, taking what the defense gives them. A lot of receivers catching balls on these drives. They're mixing up coverages. The ball's going to different spots. So again, we got in a good rhythm. Protection was really good. And like I said, Brett was really getting the point where it looked like Brett Gabbert.
Great throw and catch here for the touchdown. Cade McDonald on the fade to the far side of the field. Just a beautiful pitch and catch by Gabbert and McDonald.
Yeah, good protection. Good ball placement, great route by Cade, and we're within 1 score.
You go for 2 here on the score, and Cade McDonald just about gets there, but give credit to Cincinnati safety coming across and making sure he goes out of bounds. And that would be near the final, under 2 minutes to go. UC's Corey Kiner breaks out for a 40-yard run and gets UC within field goal range. You were trying to keep them out of that field goal range, but Hawks hits one from 50 to give UC the 27-16 win. After a day like that, where everything is just the crowd, the weather, everything is perfect, come up on the short end. Obviously, you got to put that behind you and do it quickly because you've got a super crazy talented team at Notre Dame that you got to face on South Bend this weekend.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one. We always talk about 24 hours, and you got to go home, and it's every loss hurts, but losing to Cincinnati hurts more. And,
yeah.
You gotta live and own that, and then you got to get up the next day, and you got to go through the Cincinnati tape, and you got to learn from the good stuff, and then particularly learn from the bad stuff, so you can correct and move forward. Then you got to flip the script quickly, because again, you got another opponent on the road that's probably will end up being top 5, top 10 team in the country. They were top 5, and then they had a really, really big letdown game after a big win on the road at A&M, and they came home and laid a clunker, and Northern Illinois played their tails off and deserved the victory. So again, they're beatable because everybody's beatable.
Yeah.
But just talent-wise, there's a reason they were top 5 in the country 2 weeks ago, not because the prognosticators don't know what's going on. They know that's a really talented football team. So they're talented on both sides of the ball. They're big, explosive athletes. Should be more of the same of what we've been seeing, but just another level up from the first 2 weeks.
We'll talk more about the Fighting Irish when we come back. Our final segment of RedHawk Football Weekly is on the way in just a moment.
Hey RedHawk fans, Miami is proud to partner with Rumpke Waste and Recycling to keep our campus clean and green. Make sure you recycle your bottles and cans at all Miami games. And make sure you are recycling everything you can at home. Visit rumpke.com.
Back on RedHawk Football Weekly, our final segment for this week. Thanks for tuning in. As the RedHawks get ready to take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame at Notre Dame Stadium in South Bend. 3:30 is kickoff time, and the Irish coming in at 2-1, a huge win at Purdue for the Fighting Irish after losing to Northwestern at home the week before. And Purdue put that one out of their mind in a big, big hurry because I didn't see very much wrong that they did in that Purdue game. Everything they did, offense, defense, was working, and they just leveled the Boilermakers in West Lafayette.
Yeah, it's a big game, and Purdue doesn't like Notre Dame very much.
Yeah.
So Purdue was ready to play and excited to play. I was 42-0 at half, and
Yeah.
I got home right as the game was getting going, and perfect, get to watch them, and I'd watched them week before because it was our bye week, and again, totally different team. Obviously, you're talking about 18 to 24-year-old kids.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
I always the fans and the bettors always, whatever happened last week could have happened this week. No, that's not the way it works.
That's not the way it works.
And we're human beings in general, and the other team has something to say about it, and there's all sorts. So they came out smoking, which you would anticipate. I didn't anticipate the absolute carnage that was left. It was they were scoring so quickly, and 3 and out. It just seemed like Notre Dame had the ball the whole time.
The whole time.
3 and out. Purdue couldn't run it. Purdue couldn't. The quarterback had no chance. He had no time. They couldn't get open. They just got suffocated. They suffocated them on both sides of the ball, and obviously great response from Notre Dame. What you'd anticipate from a great football program. So they came roaring back in big time fashion. So it wasn't the Notre Dame fan in me was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
That's my next opponent.
Not so much.
Chuck Martin, Miami head football coach. I was like, oh, and I know Purdue's a quality football player.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's not
exactly.
like I know a lot of their players. I know they're getting destroyed right now. So again, Purdue probably called them the wrong week too.
Yeah, exactly.
They would have liked to get them the week after A&M, but that's life. And again, so great opportunity for us. You play one of the the true blue bloods in college football. I mean, any Power 5 opponent's cool and go, but there's different. You go to some places and it's the Michigan, Ohio States, the Notre Dames, the Texases, the Alabamas, those places, the Miami, Florida. We went last year. Like it's talk about the history of the game.
Well, it's a whole new level.
Right.
I mean,
So,
it really is.
So it's an opportunity for our program, our fans, our kids to go be on NBC, national TV, and show the whole world what kind of football player and what kind of football program we are.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned it, a fan of Notre Dame football from the time you were a kid. And South Bend is truly one of those special places. We had the opportunity, obviously, a few years ago to go up there, and just to walk around the campus and see all of the Golden Dome, the touchdown Jesus. It's special for the fan, for the player, for everybody that goes up there to be a part of one of the games up there.
Yeah, it's one of the iconic places, and it's not the only one. There's a lot of really special venues, but this is one that if you're a Miami fan, there's tickets available online. Get online. They're actually lower than cost, which is nice. So go. You're not gonna. I promise you, if you're a Miami fan, you're not. We're gonna go and we're gonna play our tail off. You're gonna be proud of how we played, and we're gonna fight and scratch and claw for every inch and try to do what Northern Illinois did, obviously. But you're gonna enjoy going up there and the experience there. And it's just different. Doesn't matter. I coached here for 4 years. I had a lot of friends that hate Notre Dame because you kind of love Notre Dame or hate Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I had some friends that came to games that would have never gone to Notre Dame game because they hated it. And they still hated Notre Dame after they left because they're Michigan fans or Alabama, whatever. Everybody has their team that.
Exactly.
And, we have a lot of friends that don't root for the same teams we did. All of them said, thank God you coached here because I got to experience this. Even though I'm still rooted against Notre Dame every day the rest of my life, this was really cool. Yeah. And again, with it's the big house or the shoe or there's a lot of that. If you get an opportunity to go to one of those venues and take it in, and if you're fortunate enough to get that opportunity, because a lot of people don't, take advantage. And if you're a Miami RedHawk fan, what a great chance to go watch us take on the Fighting Irish and go.
Absolutely. One final question. Second game against a Power 5 or Power 4 opponent, and came out pretty healthy. It looked like.
Yeah, yes, we're in good shape from an injury standpoint. We are a beat up football team. There will not be a lot of kids that practice that you'd like to practice for Notre Dame. But as far as you knock on wood, the stuff that you really concerned about, we're in good shape right now.
Very good. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Bake.
Head Coach Chuck Martin joining us again. Miami will take on Notre Dame Saturday, 3:30 at Notre Dame Stadium. Myself and Terry Bridge will have the call for you on the Miami Sports Network, driven by Performance Honda and Performance Toyota, beginning at 2:30 with the E&H Ace Hardware Tailgate Show. Until then, for Head Coach Chuck Martin, I'm Steve Baker. Thanks for watching, and love and honor, everyone.